incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
Welcome to Wayne Allyn Root Show.
Good to see you again, man. How's everything going in Viva Las Vegas?
He loves Israel. He loves our country.
I'm always ready to fight, Gary. Always ready to fight.
One of the most popular hosts.
You are my Superman. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's got radio. He's got television. He's got a beautiful wife.
We are under invasion at the border.
This is the kind of thing he talks about because he's about common sense.
Make faith and belief in country cool again.
You are truly a breath of fresh air. Your fans love you.
Thank you very much. And they love you, too. And for good reason, because you have a spirit and you get it at the same time. You're both angry, but a happy warrior nevertheless. Wayne Allyn Root.
I salute you.
Where's Wayne? Where? Where is Wayne Allyn Root? Where the hell is he?
On fire. I'm Wayne Allyn Root, your Secretary of War, and this is America's Top 10 Countdown on Real America's Voice TV. You've heard of the mainstream media. Welcome to the Waynstream media. I'm the loudest MAGA mouth in the USA. This show comes to you from Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, and my hometown now, adopted hometown. I'm the hardest working man in showbiz, certainly conservative showbiz. With the fastest show in the history of TV, this show is conservative patriotic talk on steroids, squared to the 1,000th power. Reminder, my command central, root4america.com. At the top are 4 tabs. Watch Wayne on TV, listen to Wayne on the radio, listen to Wayne's podcast, watch Wayne's daily podcast, click, and you're on live, or you get links to all the places to watch or listen to me every day, or you can watch or listen to a library of all my recent shows, root4america.com. My email, wayneroot@gmail.com. And finally, I hope you're watching my daily video podcast. It's called Warzone. It's the official podcast of thegatewaypundit.com. You could also watch Warzone daily at Rumble. Just type in Wayne Root, Wayne Allyn Root, or Warzone, and at talkred.com. That's our newest platform, talkred.com. All of them at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Also, Real America's Voice is now Prime Video. That's right. Viewers can now stream or have programming straight from the Prime Video app, making it easier than ever for you at home to catch your favorite shows like America's Top 10, War Room, The Charlie Kirk Show, and more. We want to give our audience a huge thanks for helping our network and this show with this great achievement. With your viewership, you have helped turn this operation into something truly incredible. Check us out now on Prime Video. All right, it's time for my opening commentary. It's titled, The Mainstream Media Claims Trump and ICE Are Unpopular. Marjorie Taylor Greene says MAGA was all a lie. Here's the proof they're all clueless, delusional, full of crap, or really dumb. If you watch the mainstream media, the propaganda wing of the Democrat Party, you get the impression Trump is the most unpopular president ever. If it was a TV show, it would be called Everyone Hates Trump. And the media also wants us to believe everyone hates ICE, and everyone wants the mass deportation to end. And the deaths of 2 rioters / insurrectionists are more important than thousands of American citizens murdered by illegal aliens, or the millions of Americans, mostly children and young adults, killed by drugs trafficked into America by the drug cartels and illegal aliens. They also want us to believe voter ID is unpopular and racist. Those are all lies, all based on fake news and fake polls that oversample Democrats. Here are recent credible polls with the truth. First, Trump's popularity. The latest McLaughlin survey shows Trump with 50% approval versus 47% disapproval. That's a positive 3 points in the face of 99% mainstream media slander, hate, hysteria, and demonization of Trump. Probably 100%. I call that a miracle. It's also pretty much the exact same vote totals that got Trump elected president of the United States. He won the popular vote by 2 points. Now he's up by 3 points. So much for unpopular. It's enough to get you elected president of the United States, and it's the majority of America, the silent majority. I've also got bad news for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump's base disagrees with her. His support among 2024 Trump voters is a rock-solid 89% approval. It just doesn't get any better than that. Trump hasn't lost anyone from his 2024 electoral landslide. Marjorie, on the other hand, has disenfranchised everyone. As far as deportations, 87% of voters support deportation of illegal alien felons, while 62% support mass deportation of all illegals, regardless of their criminal history. Those are overwhelming numbers. A new Signal poll shows similar results. 73% agree entering our country without permission is a crime. I'd like to meet the other 27%, by the way. What morons. 61% support deporting all illegals back to where they came from. You don't worry about criminal records, all of them. That same poll shows Democrats are clueless. They're living in a fantasy world, a liberal bubble. Democrats are the only group in America who views illegal immigration as not a problem. Landslide numbers of Republicans, white voters, swing state voters, midterm voters, and independents all consider it a huge problem. In other words, all those anti-ICE protesters on the streets of Democrat cities may be loud, very loud, ridiculously loud, but they're a coalition of sore losers, a tiny, extreme radical minority. Oh, and CNN's data expert Harry N says 83% of Americans support photo voter ID. That includes 85% of white people, 82% of Latinos, and 76% of black Americans. So much for racism. Photo voter ID may be the only issue in America that wins a landslide with blacks, whites, and Latinos. Now we come to Trump's achievements. You know, the ones Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks are insignificant. Maybe she's watching CNN or MSNBC too much. If you watch liberal mainstream media, you may be unaware of this. But as I keep saying, President Trump achieves more in 1 week than any other president in history. And the next week, he does it all again. Here are a few highlights of Trump's past week. Because of Trump's tariffs, U.S. steel industry production surged past Japan for the first time in 26 years since 1999. Really, 27 years, because we're in the new year, 2026. Over a quarter of a century. Trump just announced John Deere is building a $70 million factory in North Carolina, the only excavator entirely made in the USA. Century Aluminum Company just announced they're constructing the first U.S. aluminum plant in almost a half century. You think these are coincidences? The latest manufacturing MPI data shows the highest surge in manufacturing production in 4 years. Again, coincidence? 30-year mortgage rates hover near 3-year lows. Sounds like Trump's tariffs are doing just fine. Because of Trump's big, beautiful bill, Americans filing taxes this year will receive the largest refunds in history, averaging about $4,000 each. Trump is even making the IRS great again. Trump just announced Trump Accounts, where the U.S. government is gifting every U.S. child born in the next 4 years $1,000 each into a stock account to build a nest egg. By age 18, that could reach anywhere from tens of thousands of dollars to $500,000. Home builders are working on a massive program to build up to 1 million Trump homes to boost affordability. You ask for affordability, Trump's delivering. Trump and India's Prime Minister Modi just announced a tariff deal, with India slashing tariffs on U.S. goods to zero while agreeing to drop all purchases of Russian oil and buy only American oil, and India will invest billions into American goods and industry. Did you see that in the headlines this past week? Why not? No other president in history has ever negotiated deals like this, but the media won't tell you. Trump announced he will establish a $12 billion critical mineral stockpile to protect U.S. manufacturers from being held hostage by China. Bravo. Brilliant. Trump signed an executive order for the feds to take over the Los Angeles wildfire rebuild, thereby finally giving hope to homeowners who lost their homes well over a year ago and still have virtually no permits issued. Trump is even making L.A. Democrats great again. The Trump administration sued an illegal alien for nearly $1 million for refusing to self-deport. That's a $998 fine for every day she stayed beyond her order of removal. How many millions more illegal aliens will choose to self-deport when they hear about this? Thank you, President Trump. Trump's DOJ announces they've revoked the citizenship, meaning reversed it. You're not a citizen anymore, of an illegal alien who became a legal citizen, who is now a child rapist, a convicted child rapist. Bravo. Has any other president ever done this? Why not? The Trump SBA, Small Business Administration, announced they have suspended more than 1,000 companies from their federal contracting program for failure to provide required financial documents. Want to bet they've been ripping off American taxpayers for billions, maybe hundreds of billions? I wonder how many were Somali-owned. And migrant encounters at the border are now the lowest since Nixon was president in 1970, 56 years ago, over a half century. Thank you, President Trump. This was just 1 week of Trump achievements. I repeat, President Trump achieves more in 1 week than any other president in history, and then next week, he does it again. My hero, Ronald Reagan, didn't achieve this much in 8 years. So no, Marjorie Taylor Greene, MAGA isn't dead. It's alive and well, and Trump's as popular as ever. You're not. And for good reason, Trump's popular. The guy is amazing. If only the GOP do-nothing House and Senate were 1/10 as good as President Trump, we could make America great again, and we'd be in power for a century. All right, the new main title sponsor of this show is Zicha Genesis Medicine. Their CEO, Dan Montano, has been a guest on my show many times to discuss his company's medicines to reverse type 2 diabetes, reverse Parkinson's disease, and to reverse small vessel heart disease, which could wind up killing 30% of the people watching this show right now. Over 300 patients have been dosed with their medicines during research studies, and all patients have shown great improvement with no adverse events reported. Now, I know many of you either have or know someone that you love who has type 2 diabetes or Parkinson's disease or heart disease. So listen up. You can participate in one of their upcoming free medical research studies. Free medical research studies here in Vegas using their breakthrough medicines. They created a website just for my fans. Register now at cure-war.com. Cure-war.com. They want my fans to participate. Cure, CURE-war.com. Also, if you're interested in learning about their investment opportunities, go to cure-war.com. Wouldn't it be great to make money and help cure disease? Go to cure-war.com, and we will be right back. We will start America's Top 10 Countdown. All right, Wayne Allyn Root. President Trump wants to make America the energy capital of the world, make America energy independent again. Here is a project that could help accomplish that, or certainly go a long way to helping accomplish it. I'm so proud to introduce you to a real America hero of the energy industry, Mark Bruner, founder and CEO of Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. Mark is a second-generation oil and gas legend whose companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value, including Ultra Petroleum. But Lost Soldier could be bigger than Ultra Petroleum, with what could be the largest gas discovery in the United States in 100 years. It's 40,000 acres. It took them 40 years to piece it together in Wyoming. Mark, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again, Wayne.
Tell us more about Lost Soldier. What have you got?
Well, I think we've got a really big gas field. I mean, in order to understand why it's just being done now, you got to understand the history. There was a uranium mine out here, and whenever there was a meltdown by 3 Mile Island, they started reclamating this mine and shut it down. 3 years ago, I got a call that basically asked me if I would drill it because they finally got the release and the reclamation was over, and they had permits to drill it. So we drilled it. And it's the biggest discovery that I've ever made, okay? It's basically deep overpressured gas. Starting at around 13,000 feet, it's like a layer cake. It's just zone after zone of overpressure is what it is. So we're very excited about it. The other great thing is that it's surrounded by infrastructure, legacy fields that essentially run out, and billions of dollars of infrastructure is there for us to utilize, and we don't have to build it. We're building a 5-mile line to hook into that infrastructure, and we believe we can produce up to 400 million a day within 36 months to fill that line, and then we're going to build a bigger line. That's the plan. And yeah, we couldn't be more excited.
Very exciting.
What we have.
Hey, Mark, listen, I want to make sure people that contact you, if they're accredited investors and they want to hear more about the project, they want to get involved, they go to lostsoldier.com. lostsoldier.com. Mark's got a whole team. Every one of them has 40+ years of experience in the energy and oil business, and they will contact you, call you back, or email you back, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. You want to get involved, he's the man. All right, Wayne Allyn Root, the root is on fire. Welcome back to the show. I'm your Secretary of War. This is the Wayne Stream Media, and I'm the biggest MAGA mouth in the world. Great to be with you. As we record this show, at this very moment, it's been a big victory for President Trump. A federal court, a federal appeals court, upholds President Trump's efforts to ban DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Great news for MAGA. Great news for America. Congratulations, President Trump. All right, we start our top 10 countdown with number 10. All right, the disaster of open borders and illegal immigration is still the biggest story in America. I want to read you a few headlines. Tennessee releases staggering stats on migrant crime. The Office of the Tennessee District Attorney's General Conference has released its annual state immigration report. Can you imagine what the numbers are, by the way? In California, in New York, in Illinois, states filled with illegals. Nevada, where I live, Arizona, brimming with illegals. But in Tennessee, illegal migrants committed 2,183 violent offenses, including 41 murders, 145 rapes, 11 child rapes, and the list goes on and on. Can you imagine how clean and wonderful this country would be if we got rid of all the illegals? Horror. Illegal alien semi-truck driver who entered the U.S. under Joe Biden kills an Amish family in a head-on crash. This happened in Indiana. 4 Amish people, a family of 4, wiped off the face of the earth because of the illegal. An illegal alien released into the U.S. by the Biden regime kills an innocent 59-year-old man during a high-speed pursuit in Southern California. ICE agents have to chase down an illegal alien sex predator after a judge lets him walk out the back door so ICE won't pick him up. A Democrat governor, Abigail Spanberger of Virginia, is set to release an illegal alien accused of strangling an 8-month-old baby and refuses to hand him over to ICE. ICE has to arrest an illegal alien New Orleans Police Department recruit who was 1 week away from being officially a police officer with a badge and a gun. The Department of Transportation crackdown pulls hundreds of non-English speaking foreign illegal immigrant truckers off the roads as crashes mount. They're giving illegals commercial driver's licenses in 18-wheel semi-trailers that are like a speeding bomb, a rocket, a missile down the highway. Insanity. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, announces training sessions to instruct agitators how to obstruct ICE operations and dox agents. And just to show you, it happens all over the world, a Sudanese migrant throws a German teen girl to her death on the subway tracks. Everywhere in the world, illegal aliens and migrants are a curse upon the country and Western civilization and a disaster. Countdown number 9. Another prime example of what open borders disaster and illegal immigration is getting us. An Airbnb in Las Vegas turns out to be some sort of a bio-warfare lab filled with chemicals that make people sick. And now there's fears grow. It's happening in other vacation hotspots in the country because it's in an Airbnb. They were having tourist vacationers rent the Airbnb, but in the garage, they found an illegal biolab and it was linked to a Chinese national with alleged military ties to the Chinese Communist Party. People fell deathly ill after entering the garage of the Chinese-linked biolab. How many other biolabs are in private homes around Las Vegas? How many other biolabs are in private homes all over the United States? When you let Chinese nationals into this country through the open border, hundreds of thousands, how many terrorists, how many criminals owned by the CCP did you let in who are planning to unleash hell on the American people? Also, another related story, Chinese students with CCP, Chinese Communist Party membership, and military links infiltrate U.S. universities, says a watchdog. Every time we let them into this country, it's a spy, a terrorist, or an enemy waiting to be unleashed on the American people from within. Countdown number 8. Yet, with all this violence and murder and deadly evil biolabs ready to be unleashed on the American people, ready to inflict mass death on Americans, ready to inflict terror attacks on Americans, Democrats showcase their hate for America and Americans and hate for ICE and love for open borders, illegal immigration, and the great replacement. Even though all these bad people are coming in, they love it. Here it is. Representative Jerry Nadler triggers outcry over violent rhetoric against ICE. He says, we have fascism in our streets, and citizens could be justified in shooting masked ICE agents. Seattle healthcare worker trashes ICE and suggests women start firing bullets while showing off human targets. Leftists put out a hit on Nick Shirley, the citizen journalist who exposed the massive Somali fraud in Minnesota. That's where our country is at now. If you expose the fraud of Democrats, how they're stealing tens, hundreds of billions from the American people, ripping off taxpayers, looting our government, they put a hit out on you. Just in, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signs an ICE on notice executive order to prosecute ICE agents. That's not an insurrection, is it? That's not treason. Maxine Waters, the crazy congresswoman, incites violent leftist rioters in L.A., threatens ICE. We're going to fight you every inch of the way. It's rhetoric like that that's going to get ICE agents killed, and it's happening. Seattle mayor directs police to track and document ICE enforcement activities. Tuberville, the United States Senator from Alabama, Tommy Tuberville, warns a mayor in Alabama over anti-ICE activism. The mayor sees Martin Luther King Jr. and what he believed in as a justification for protecting illegal immigrants. And Tuberville warns, you won't like me very much if you try that one. And finally, radical rhetoric by sanctuary politicians lead to unprecedented 1,300% increase in assaults against ICE officers. All right, countdown number 7. More achievements from President Trump in just the last few days. You know my signature saying now, he gets more done in a week than any other president in 2 terms. And the next week he does it again. Trump announces a May national prayer event. He says this country has got to be based on prayer and a belief in God. Thank you, President Trump. President Trump launches a TrumpRx.gov website offering Americans discounted prescription drug prices. If it's no big deal, how come no president ever did it before? If it was so easy to do, evidently it's not easy to do. He's the greatest deal maker and negotiator in history, and he negotiated great deals for the American people with Big Pharma. The murder rate hits the lowest in the United States of America since 1900. This is all because of the crackdown by ICE on illegal alien felons. ICE dropped $70 million on a massive Arizona warehouse to detain and deport illegals. President Trump is not backing down from anything. And President Trump administration will seek $1 billion in damages from Harvard. I love it. I'm a Columbia grad. My daughter went to Harvard, and I love it. Go after Harvard and take them for all they're worth. Countdown number 6. President Trump always listens to me. 2 of my ideas that I sent to him have now been adopted by the president in just the last week. President Trump signals a shift on deportations. Feds will enter sanctuary cities, he says, only if mayors ask and we are invited. That was my idea from day one. There's only 22,000 ICE agents. There's 50 million illegals. We might as well start with red cities and red states with the low-hanging fruit, because in blue cities and blue states, you have no cooperation. The police won't protect you. There's rioters in the streets. There's insurrectionists in the streets. And, if you kill one of them, it hurts the entire deportation strategy. Thank you, President Trump. Go to the red cities and states first. And second of all, the White House website shares stories of parents of kids who were killed by illegal aliens. That was my idea for the president. It was the commentary I wrote, I think, just last week or the week before. Lots of illegals are killing lots of American citizens. Let's start featuring their stories in the news. Let's buy TV ads. Countdown number 5. This is the lead into our next C-Block interview about what's really going on in the streets of Minneapolis. Anti-ICE activists run military-grade surveillance operation against federal agents in the streets of Minneapolis. This is insanity. This is insurrection, an insurrectionist mob acting like police officers and stopping cars on the streets of Minneapolis. All right, up next, a great interview about Minneapolis. We'll be right back.
This was the last thing my Charlie ever wrote. The message of Jesus changes everything, changes your life, your choices, your eternity. And Charlie wanted to leave behind something that would point people to Christ, not to fame or power, just truth.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
And my husband called his final book, Stop in the Name of God, because resting in God's grace is what our world has forgotten to do. So just stop and listen, believe and rest, because this is Charlie's final and greatest message to all of us.
I'm actually finishing a book. So I actually don't work one day out of the week. So I take a Sabbath every Saturday. Turn my phone off, no work, just kids, just family. It's an amazing blessing. Every Saturday, totally off. It's amazing how much work you can get done in 6 days, though.
I believe that honoring the Sabbath is the commandment that allows you to honor the other 9 commandments. When you're honoring the Sabbath, it's easier to have no other gods before God, because that day is built in time as a temple, as a sanctuary to put God first, to not have idols.
If you are feeling overrun by society, you might be feeling depressed or anxious, turn your phone off for one day. No social media, no work. Your mental health will improve dramatically. You can hang out with friends, you can go for a walk, but don't work for one day. That is a day for worship. That is a day for the Lord. That is a day to go be with God. That is a day to read your Bible and be out of the busyness and the hurriedness and the noise of this world. I could be traveling for 5 or 6 days, but if I at least get one good Sabbath with my family, it charges all back up.
Call, scan, or go online to support TPUSA and receive your copy of Charlie's final book.
It's fun for me to win on the course, but it's even more fun to win on Deal Dash.
Lori won $2,000 Tiffany earrings for just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast auctions, so try today at DealDash.com for $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN. It will encrypt your online traffic, protect you from malware, phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get NordVPN now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
All right, welcome back. The Root's on fire. I got some exciting news from Real America's Music. A new release titled The Boss, sung by Natasha Owens, my friend, is a patriotic response to Bruce Springsteen's recent song attacking ICE and immigration enforcement. And you can download it right now. Just scan the QR code on the upper right corner of the screen. When we roll the clip, let's take a look.
From powerhouse vocalist Natasha Owens, known for standout singles like Trump One and Somali Waltz, comes her brand new release, The Boss, released on Real America's Music. This is the direct response to Bruce Springsteen's recent release, The Streets of Minneapolis. While Springsteen once branded himself as a voice of the working class, The Boss gives a voice to everyday Americans and reminds listeners who truly shapes the future. The Real America's Voice audience has the power to move charts and shake the industry. Download it right now. Scan the QR code or search The Boss on iTunes. Push it up the charts. Make them notice.
All right. Thank you, Natasha Owens. Isn't she great? Time now for my conversation with State Senator Michael Holstrom from my daily video podcast, War Zone, which you can find at Rumble, at thegatewaypundit.com, and a new one at talkred.com, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Michael Holstrom is a state senator from Minnesota's District 29. We discussed what's happening right now, what's really happening on the streets of Minneapolis.
Yeah, so these monsters they've started shutting down intersections, and they grab pallets and create barricades. And now when people are driving through, if they don't recognize your plate, they stop you, they surround your vehicle holding pallets, and then they do a plate check. They have their own it's like an insurgency. They have these data networks of plate numbers and IDs that they've been tracking over the last few weeks. They think they know who all the ICE agents are. They're often wrong. So they'll stop people thinking that they're an ICE agent. I don't know what the implied threat is. I don't know what they're planning to do when they find one, but then they harass these people. And oftentimes it's normal people who just have a rental vehicle and they happen to be driving on the wrong street at the wrong time, or they have a vehicle and they have tinted windows, and that's enough for these monsters to jump out and start harassing, everyday fathers and mothers and just regular citizens.
Michael, you know what this sounds like? This reminds me when I watch movies and people are driving through Colombia or Panama or Guatemala or Mexico, and all of a sudden, or Venezuela, right? And all of a sudden a tourist is driving and they drive down the wrong street and they're killed. I know in Puerto Rico that happened the other day. An American tourist and his girlfriend, about to be married in 2 weeks, drove down the wrong street. His mom and dad live in Puerto Rico, and on the way home from a concert to go home, they drove down the wrong street. That was gang controlled, and he was killed. They shot him with an AR-15 or AK-15. So this is what it sounds like is going on in Minneapolis. You can't let Americans form gangs to control streets. I've never heard anything so outrageous in my life. The police aren't doing anything about this.
I posted a video earlier of the police walking up and politely asking them to move, explaining, well, emergency vehicles could need to come by, and then the mob, of course, just mocks the police. Say, you're working with ICE, get out of here, and the cops tuck their tail and drive away.
Unbelievable.
It's a total abdication of responsibility.
Now, you're a Republican, I assume. That's why you're willing to talk out about this. So what if you drive down the street and they recognize you and say, Republican state senator, liable to murder you or your family?
Well, so most outstate Minnesotans know better than to drive down these streets in Minneapolis. I don't go to Minneapolis. I don't care what I need in that city. Short of Fox News wanting me to come and do a video at one of their studios, I don't go in that city. But that being said, I mean, this is the reason I got a concealed carry permit a few years back. You can't take the risk out there. These people are crazy. They don't subscribe to social norms. They believe that it's like a Bolshevik revolution. They genuinely believe that they are the revolutionaries.
Amazing. You know, I live in Las Vegas, and Vegas is relatively safe. Compared to LA, it's heaven. In LA, all my friends are moving to Vegas because they all say you can't leave a restaurant, a nice restaurant in LA, in a nice car with jewelry on without thinking someone's going to follow you home and carjack you or home invade. So they're driving jalopies and keeping their fancy cars in the garage, and their wives put all their jewelry in a safety deposit box, don't wear it anymore. And
it's like Gotham City
that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in Vegas, but I have a carry permit, and I've got a gun sitting right by my hand at all times. If anyone ever carjacks me, I'm going to blow them away. Simple as that. Yeah. I'm not going to ask a question. The minute they try and move towards my door, I kill them. Simple as that. That's, that's called self-defense. Thank God in Las Vegas still. Is Tom Homan helping at all? Based on what you're saying, the tensions maybe have settled down, maybe, but the same bad things are happening. Maybe not with outright riots now, but it sounds like the hoodlums are in control of the city. Tom Homan and ICE not doing anything about it, I guess.
So it's my understanding that they've really ramped or reworked the way that they're doing their immigration enforcement. They're going out with very specific targets. They're going out in large groups and they're getting these targets. They're not doing the ancillary checking to see, well, does that person, at least they're not doing it as much. However, it doesn't matter to these protesters. Donald Trump came out today and said, hey, we will leave Minnesota. We just want access to your jails so that when you arrest one of these guys on a DUI or domestic violence, let us just come get them from the jail. If you do that, we'll have a deal.
I thought they agreed on that, Michael. I thought they did agree on that.
They said they did, but now these revolutionaries have come out and they've said, no deal. You can't have the worst of the worst. These people have a right to be here. There is no such thing as, what's they're saying? There's no illegal person.
No such thing as illegal on stolen land, right? This stolen land.
Ridiculous.
Did you hear the funniest one was from the Grammys the other night? That stupid actress, I don't even remember her name. I don't follow these people, but she said, you can't have illegal people on stolen land. And then it turns out her multi-million-dollar mansion in Beverly Hills is on a former Indian reservation property. So she should give up her home. These people are all crazy. They're all absolutely, positively crazy. You probably won't like my suggestions. I said from day one, I advised President Trump, just don't go into really deep blue cities like Minneapolis or like Los Angeles or like San Francisco or like New York City, because you're asking for trouble. There's going to be people killed, ICE agents killed, and there's going to be civilians killed, and they're going to blame it on you. Just stick to cities that are run by Republicans who invite you in and welcome you, see us as conquering heroes, not as the enemy, and don't try and kill us and don't try and warn the bad guys we're coming so they stay off the streets in advance of an ICE raid anyway. You're not going to accomplish anything in a deep blue city because they're all insurrectionists. So I said stick to the red cities for now and prove that this thing works and you really can go in and deport people if you have the help and cooperation of red governors and red senators like you and red mayors. Do you like that philosophy, or do you think that's abandoning the Minnesotas and I shouldn't, be saying things like that?
This is one of the things I love about Donald Trump. I often have advice for Donald Trump in my mind, and then he proves me wrong. He is such a magnanimous person. He knows that these blue cities hate him. He knows that they're going to paint him as the villain, but he has such compassion for the Americans in these cities and genuinely believes that they have a right to live safe, secure lives free from the crime of illegal immigration and the type of criminals that come out of that these blue cities are protecting. And he wants those Americans to be safe, even if they hate him for it. That's a magnanimous man, and I'm glad he's my president.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, what you just said is 100% true about Trump and about the fact that this is America and citizens there should not be abandoned. But look at the results, and it might hurt the entire deportation program. So all I said was not to abandon them. Just start with red cities, clean them up, show it works, then go into blue cities from a base of success where you've shown the nation it works. But if you start in Minneapolis, you're going to have massive problems. And I was right. There are massive problems, and it threatens the whole program. So last but not least, is there any peaceful resolution coming in the near future, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that people are starting to get tired out. Their paychecks have run out. That we're not going to give them free rent anymore. Eventually, they are going to have to come back to reality. And at that time, we can focus back on the fraud. This distraction isn't going to last forever.
Right. Well, BLM eventually went away, but first they burned down a lot of cities. But it did eventually go away, and no one even thinks about it anymore. And whatever happened to, Jews are causing a genocide in Gaza. I notice nobody mentions these things anymore. They get hot and heavy, and then they go away. Senator Michael Holstrom, Minnesota State Senator, District 29. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, up next, the Final Four, otherwise known as Root Madness. But before we go to break, I just wanted to remind everyone that Real America's Voice has a new and improved app available on the App Store and Google Play. Download it now to watch this show and others on the network. Take a look.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
We all know that words have power. They set things in motion
and make us happy or sad.
But there's one word that stands out because when people say it, lives are changed.
It's not a big word. It's itsy bitsy.
It's only 3 little letters.
But when you say it, the life of a kid like me can be changed.
So, what is this special word?
It may surprise you.
It's yes.
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 Yes to becoming a monthly supporter of Shriners Hospitals for Children.
That's right. Your monthly support allows the doctors and nurses at Shriners Hospitals for Children to give the most amazing care anywhere and change the lives of kids like me.
And me.
And me. Because people like you have said yes. Now I can play football.
And I can play catch. And I can walk.
So what do you say? Will you say yes right now?
It's so easy.
All you have to do is pick up the phone or go to loveshriners.org right now and say yes. When you say yes to giving just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a reminder of all the kids you're helping every day. My life is filled with possibility because of the monthly support of people just like you who called the number on your screen and said yes.
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 Your yes is making a difference in my life and the lives of so many other kids like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, call again or go to loveshriners.org to say yes right away.
There are a few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything: their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat.
This segment sponsored by Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. The golden age of Trump is all about making America the energy capital of the world. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. It's estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the last 30 years, with a management forecast projecting the first 25 wells to produce 400 million cubic feet per day of natural gas, and by 2035, targeted production of over 1 billion cubic feet per day. The surge in AI data centers is placing soaring demand on energy resources, and this is how we power the AI future of America with inexpensive, clean, natural gas. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Brunner, whose previous public companies delivered spectacular returns for investors. Panaco Energy at its peak grew 100 to 1 for investors. Ultra Petroleum at its peak 1,000 to 1. A $10,000 investment turned into $13 million over 10 years. So learn more about Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. Go to lostsoldier.com, fill out the contact form. That's lostsoldier.com. And I invested twice last year, not once, twice. All right, time for the final four, otherwise known as Root Madness number 4. All right, number 4, if you're going to win elections, it's all about voter photo ID. Why are Democrats so hysterical, crazed like lunatics, and desperate to stop photo voter ID? Why? Chuck Schumer says it's Jim Crow 2.0. Oh, it's racism. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries vow to shut down the government unless we agree to 10 outrageous demands for ICE and DHS agents be met. Guess what one of those 10 is? It's all about voter ID. It's protect sensitive locations from ICE. ICE can't come near medical facilities, schools, childcare facilities, churches, courts, or polling places. There it is. They gave it all away. Polling places. What's an illegal doing at a polling place? Voting. And why don't you want ICE near them? Because it might scare them away and they couldn't vote. And what are they doing in the streets of Minneapolis? Stopping cars and asking for ID. I thought ID is no good. Amazing. Amazing. Countdown number 3. Well, the most dangerous communist radical in the history of America, Zohran Mamdani. He makes AOC look like a Reagan conservative. Why? Not only extreme radical communist, but he's a radical Muslim and an Islamic Jihad terrorist supporter and a Jew hater. What a combination. Here's a few headlines. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani says U.S. immigration policy should be guided by Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. Mamdani's New York City Health Department is studying the effects of global oppression by the Jews of Israel on Gaza and the people of Gaza. This is insane. How about this one? The New York Mayor Mamdani pays a hospital visit, not to a cop like all mayors usually do, but to a man who tried to kill a cop with a knife. He visits the criminal in the hospital. And New York City joins the WHO's, the WHO, the World Health Organization's Global Outbreak Response Network. The U.S. gets out of it. Remember, President Trump said U.S. out of the WHO. California, Illinois, and now New York City are all opting in. This is called insurrection. This is called treason. Meanwhile, the people of New York have no heat, and their garbage hasn't been collected in 10 days since the blizzard. Countdown number 2. We are being looted. Democrats are all corrupt frauds coordinating not only a communist color revolution, but the looting of American taxpayers. Trillions are being stolen. About half the country's budget is either stolen or wasted. A few headlines. California's hospice fraud explosion. Billions drained from taxpayers. Dr. Oz unmasks billions in hospice fraud tied to foreign mafias and welfare scams. In California, 18% of the total U.S. home health care billing is coming out of L.A. County. One doctor billed the government for $120 million in 1 year. $8.6 billion in new fraud uncovered in California with Small Business Administration loans. The numbers are incredible, folks, of stolen money. J.D. Vance to lead a sweeping anti-fraud task force investigating California. That's good. That's good. And it's not just Somalis. A Nigerian honored by Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, exposed as a massive daycare fraudster who stole while trashing America for being a racist nation. We are being robbed and looted. Countdown number 1. All right, time for the number 1 story of my Final Four. It's titled, I've warned for months we either pass the SAVE Act and or kill the damn filibuster to pass the SAVE Act, or we lose the midterms. For all intents and purposes, the Trump presidency is over, and we lose America forever. After the shocking Texas Senate loss last weekend, I'm proven 100% correct. As you all know from my opening commentary, President Trump is doing an incredible job. He's doing everything humanly possible to make America great again. But the opposition is massive and fierce. All over America, there are signs as bright as a Las Vegas neon sign that we are in the middle of a communist color revolution, a violent insurrection, a coup, an overthrow of Trump, of America, and of capitalism. And the people leading it, prominent Democrats, Democrat donors, NGOs, insurrectionists, and paid protesters, all tied to foreign enemies like the Chinese Communist Party, are a combination of terrorists, traitors, and suicide bombers sent to rip this country apart. Worst of all is the mainstream media. They are leading the most aggressive psyop in world history. The brainwashing is over the top, big, bold, and aggressive. Our country is coming apart at the seams, as I warned and predicted from the moment of President Trump's victory in November of 2024. I warned that the enemies of America would double or triple or quadruple their efforts now that Trump was in again. It's now happening in real time from 1,000 different directions. Look at the results of a Texas state Senate race last weekend. A Democrat union worker defeated a beautiful, well-spoken female Republican candidate by a 14-point landslide in a deep red district in Fort Worth, Texas, where Trump won by 17 points in the last election. Did you hear that? Did you know that? And the Republican candidate badly outspent the Democrat, who literally was given no chance to win. So what are the conclusions to be drawn by this massive upset? Choice number one, the election was rigged once again by dirty, corrupt Democrats. Yes, even in deep state red Texas, or I should say deep red Texas. It's not deep state. California's deep state. New York's deep state. Illinois' deep state. Deep red Texas. Until we fix the election integrity problems and make elections safe and honest again, we can trust no result, even in Texas. Anyone on the MAGA side who trusts these results, that Trump won by 17 and in the same district, a great Republican candidate lost by 14, you're either a fool, incompetent, naive, delusional, or playing for the other side. Choice number two, the election was held on a Saturday. What? Why? An election on a Saturday? They wanted to make sure no Republicans would show up, right? Not only a Saturday, but a cold, blustery weekend right after a large snow and ice storm. Few Republican voters had any idea there was an election on that Saturday. But the Democrat candidate had every union in the state of Texas behind him, and they got out the vote, which means the Texas GOP is an incompetent failure. Choice number three, Republican and MAGA voters are so angry and disgusted at the do-nothing GOP Congress and their refusal to either pass the SAVE Act or kill the filibuster in order to install voter ID and proof of citizenship for federal elections that they just won't even come out to vote anymore for Republican candidates, which means the entire GOP, RNC, and GOP Congress are all incompetent, do-nothing failures. Choice number four, the GOP messaging is the worst of all time. Democrats have convinced the whole country, even Texas, that two dead insurrectionists fighting and threatening ICE in the middle of the riots are more important than thousands of dead Americans murdered, raped, robbed, and assaulted annually by illegal aliens, and over 1 million dead American kids in the past decade killed by drugs like fentanyl, brought into the U.S. and sold on street corners in Democrat-run cities by illegal aliens and drug cartel gangs. If this is true, then America's completely lost and finished, and the GOP leadership is to blame for the worst messaging of all time. Or choice number five. Finally, I come to the media psyop. The people, the American people, are being gaslit and brainwashed by the mainstream media like Kool-Aid drinking Stepford wives. The media is trying to desperately convince us that Trump is an evil, mean, Hitler-like, criminal, orange man bad, despite the fact that Trump just enjoyed another remarkable week of success, which you heard in the opening commentary on today's show. As I keep reporting, it's now my signature saying, President Trump achieves more each week than any president in history ever achieved in 2 terms, including my hero, Ronald Reagan. And then next week, Trump does it again. But most voters have no idea of any of Trump's remarkable nonstop successes because it's a total media blackout and psyop. And they're trying to convince us that everyone hates this evil mass deportation by Trump and ICE. Despite the fact that Obama took credit for deporting 3 million illegal aliens and no one said a thing. Not one protest, no media headlines, not a peep. And most of those deported illegals were not murderers or felons of any kind. They were ordinary illegal aliens. No one said a word on the left, not a peep, not a protest. And over 50 illegal aliens died in the custody of ICE under Obama. No one on the left said a word, not a peep. It's only a problem if Trump is president. Just like Zohran Mamdani, the radical communist Muslim terrorist supporting mayor of New York City, changing a law resulting in 16 homeless people freezing to death in a week. If a Trump policy change caused the same result, 16 dead, there'd be nationwide protests and riots, and Democrat politicians and the media would be calling him a mass murderer. Folks, it's all a psyop. The biggest, baddest, and boldest in history. Based on all the factors I just listed, the GOP has a smaller and smaller chance to win the midterms. The odds are heavily against us, which means only a little over 1 year after winning an electoral landslide, the popular vote, all 7 battleground states, and a sweep of the presidency, House, and Senate, for all intents and purposes, the GOP presidency, the Trump presidency, and the MAGA agenda and the GOP Congress will all be over. There's only one chance to break this narrative. One and only one. The do-nothing GOP House and Senate must pass the SAVE Act and or kill the filibuster so we can install voter ID and proof of citizenship for federal elections. That's the only chance we have to save America, American exceptionalism, capitalism, the Trump presidency, and the GOP. Short of that, if Democrats win the midterms, Trump will never pass another bill. The MAGA agenda is dead. Trump will face nonstop impeachments. ICE will be defunded. Mass deportation will end forever. Voter integrity will be dead forever. And Democrats will keep rigging and stealing elections for the rest of all time until we are a one-party communist nation. Now we're going to find out if the GOP Congress is really playing for our side or not. Pass the damn SAVE Act or kill the damn filibuster to pass the SAVE Act, or America's finished and the GOP is dead. Are you listening? All right, that's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I give it 180% every week for you. God bless you. God bless Trump. God bless America. And as I always say, as we say goodbye, Viva my tax-free Las Vegas. See you next week. Remember, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, new time. Bye-bye.
Where is Wayne Allyn Root? Where the hell is he?
When surprise breakdowns happen, American Home Shield will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers flexible and affordable plans for every home. Sign up today and get $200 off select plans with code AHS200. Visit AHS.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS.
Freedom to speak your mind. Freedom to protest policies you don't like. Freedom to start a business. Freedom to own property. Freedom to vote. Freedom to flourish. It's easy to take these things for granted, but for many people around the world, freedom is merely a dream, and those who fight for it risk losing everything. Their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/rev today to help freedom become a reality for people fighting back against authoritarianism. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an exclusive Atlas Network hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. Atlas Network was founded to help pro-freedom organizations around the world develop, implement, and defend policies that foster freedom against tyranny. Visit atlasnetwork.org/rev or scan the QR code now to help us make freedom a reality for millions of people around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive hat.
America is in a fight for her soul. Our freedoms are under attack. Our values are being torn down, and the same corrupt elites who built this mess think they can silence us. The patriots who still believe in this country, not a chance. Here at Real America's Voice, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, a movement that says we will not be silenced.
There is no force on earth that can stop us from saving our country.
The voice of millions of patriots who refuse to kneel to tyranny. This is the movement of fighters, men and women who still believe in God, family, and the American dream. The conservative alternative to AARP.
Real rights, they come from God.
If you're ready to stand up and join the fight, go to amac.us/RAV right now. That's amac.us/RAV, because this isn't just about politics. It's about saving America. Faith, freedom, America first. AMAC and Real America's Voice, united for the Republic.
Jeff Cruaire analyzes and debates the critical issues facing our nation in Ringside Politics. Jump in the ring with Jeff Cruaire as he squares off against the liberal media in Ringside Politics. His blow-by-blow analysis will keep you up to speed with what's happening in our nation and around the world. This is Politics with a Punch. Ringside Politics with Jeff Cruaire starts now.
Good day, everyone, and welcome. It is Ringside Politics right here on Real America's Voice at our new time, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Great to be with all of you. Great program lined up for you. Interesting guests, all kinds of topics we're going to be delving into, some clips I think you'll enjoy. So let's get rolling. We want to welcome our friends joining us on Pluto TV channel 240, Dish Network channel 219, the Roku channel, Roku and Vizio, all platforms associated with the Real America's Voice app, americasvoice.news, Samsung TV Plus channel 1175, Freecast channel 106, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, our friends online on Getter and True Social. Great to have you on board today. You know, when we had the election stolen from us in 2020, we got busy here on Ringside, started a program that is still rolling today, and we're excited about it. It's called Keep the Republic. And it is all about the end of the Constitutional Convention when Benjamin Franklin was asked, what kind of government have you given us? He replied, Madam, a republic if you can keep it. Now, what does it take to keep a republic? Real, tangible action. Adopting the warrior ethos, placing the mission first, never accepting defeat, and we're never quitting. We're organizing groups based on the days of the week. Morning Prayers Monday, Release the Kraken Tuesday, Sheepdog Wednesday, Tech Triumph Thursday, and Fraud Busters Friday. And by the way, that Kraken is looking pretty good now after all these election revelations have come out. Now, to get started, you just need 2 or more people. So friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, or classmates. You can start small and get bigger. And as you do, send me your photos and videos to jeff@wgso.com. We'll share them with our friends. While you do that, include a short description of your group and the action depicted. Now, I think you're going to probably want a copy of our slides. You can just email me at jeff@wgso.com, or really easy, you just go on the website, which is my last name, Cruaire, CROUERE.net. Just download them from there. Also, we've got other assets for you at cruaire.net I think you'll enjoy. We've got a petition for the immediate resignation of Rhino Senator Bill Cassidy that people are still signing, and I appreciate that. We have some photos of me with President Trump, a note from him that I think you'll enjoy. My new videos I post on there. So my latest one is that ICE agents need to be able to do their jobs. Love for you to watch. Got 8,000 views on that. So we had a nice viewership on that. Love for you to watch and share it. Let me know what you think. And then information about my book, which is America's Last Chance. You know, I'm working on my sequel, which I will definitely have done before the midterms. But hopefully, maybe for the 250th anniversary would be nice. Also, we've got a countdown to those midterms on the website, which is our our big midterms, maybe the biggest midterms of all time. And we've got our countdown clock there. You can subscribe to my new podcast, information about that on the air with Jeff Crouere, which is ranked number 2 in Louisiana. How about signing up for my newsletter? And you can get it for free. Just do it right there on the site. And also, I'd love for you to take our poll. We're going to keep it up for a little bit longer because we're on the verge of some kind of action in Iran. But what should it be? I'd like to hear from you. They're facing their biggest protest in 47 years. Should we do nothing? Should we do military action? Should we do something in between? So log on to crouere.net and cast your vote. You can contact me there on the site. Of course, you can also email me at jeff@wgso.com. You can contact us on social media where we're on Gab, Getter, X, and True Social at Jeff Crouere or Facebook at Ringside Politics. Every time we gather, we share our favorite pro-Trump image of the week. And this one was not really on Trump, but it's about a Trump issue. And this is from Gabriel. Fair and honest elections, all the things we need, from voter ID to citizenship to residence to early ending of that vote count. And that would end the Democratic Party. And Gabriel, I think you're right. So if you got a pro-Trump image or meme you want to send me, just email me at jeff@wgso.com. We also give a shout out to our Ringside Politics Champion of the Week. This week, it's a group working hard to preserve history, to preserve our monuments, our statues, our historical markers. The left loves to destroy. We love to protect history and venerate history because it's part of who we are. And the Monumental Task Committee does that better than anybody else. So go to monumentaltask.org and check out what they do throughout the Gulf South to help preserve our monuments. So, folks, with the economy the way it is, there's all kinds of different possibilities. So we recommend that you diversify, and that's why I recommend Birch Gold. So we've got a lot of things out of our control, our president's control. It's important to have that safe haven. That's what Birch Gold does. They'll help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. And the best news, it doesn't cost you a penny out of your pocket. So let's get started. Text America 989898. You'll get a free info kit, which is chock full of good information. So protect your savings today with Birch Gold. Text America to 989898 and get your free info kit today. Let's check out some of the topics that we're following. Of course, the big story of the week has been the tragic kidnapping of the mother of Savannah Guthrie, and we saw the pleas from the Guthrie family, from the brother and the 2 sisters. Savannah Guthrie, of course, beloved broadcaster, been doing that for decades, and her mom, 84 years old. This has been a very mysterious case.